Hello, folks. How are we today? And welcome to Cats and Conspiracies. It's your man Codders here, doing what I can just to brighten your day a little bit, perhaps, and to bring you some hidden gems that I find in the movie world. If you're anything like me, you've given up on Hollywood. I know I have. I've had enough of it. Uh, I've had enough of being insulted, being told how useless I am, and being told, quite frankly, that these movies were not made for me. Apparently, well, if they're not made for me, I don't know who they're made for. So we're going to leave Hollywood to it. And what I'm going to do is try and find entertainment in other places. Because believe it or not, there are other movies do exist. It's not just Hollywood. There is a plethora of other films out there, foreign films and independent films, which deserve to be seen. Now, they do not have the budget that Hollywood has, so they don't get the opportunity to force these films in our faces, which maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing that we have to put a bit of effort in to find these films, and they're not just easy for us to find. We actually have to go digging, and sometimes you have to dig through a lot of dirt to find gold. But yeah, I'm done with Hollywood. Absolutely had enough of it. It just seems to have completely gone to shit. A bit like the rest of the West, really. A bit like where I am in England. I'm in a bit of a cowboy country music phase today. That's why I've got my hat on. But yeah, I don't know where you guys are. Uh, if you're anywhere in the West, I'm sure you're seeing very similar things that we're seeing over here in the UK, which is the country's going to shit, quite frankly. I don't particularly see any hope for the future over here. So I'm just doing what I can to get through the days and maybe to bring a bit of laughter and a bit of enjoyment to you guys as well. That's essentially what these videos are for. This is kind of like my audio diary, and it's me. It's just me. It's just me with a hat on ranting. And if that's your kind of thing, if you just want to listen to a guy ranting, then join in. And if you want to have a rant yourself, feel free to. Even if you want to write in the comments, Paul, you're a load of shit, and this is the worst channel on YouTube. Stick it in the comments. I'm still going to enjoy it. But yeah, don't know where you guys are. If any of you are across the pond in the States, I definitely want to send some love your way. Please don't think that everybody in this country is like some of the people you hear where they're slagging off America, because there's a lot of us who absolutely love America and we love the pride that you have in your country. And I quite often see comments from you guys on random videos where they're saying, we're thinking of our brothers in the UK and we can see what's happening to your country, and we're sending our love and we want it to get better. And yeah, that's where we are. We're in the same place. We want our countries to get better, and the UK is it's not in a good place. It seems to be by design being completely destroyed from within, and I hate it. I absolutely hate what has happened to this country. But do you know what? I'll tell you what I didn't hate. Brightwood. Didn't hate it. Okay. Did I love it? I don't know if I'd go so far as to say I love it, but I love what they've done with this, and I love the effort that has been put into this film. Now, when I originally watched this was actually free to watch. I think it was on Prime, and you could watch it for free. They're charging £4.99 for a pound's 99 pence. To this is a bit random as well. It was £4.99 to rent it in standard definition, and it was £4.99 to buy it in standard definition. So what's all that about? So anyway, I bought it for £4.99. Do I think this film is worth £4.99 of your English pounds, or whatever that is the equivalent in dollars? Let's just say $5 or $6. Yes, I do. I do think that $5 or five of your English pounds is worth being transferred to watch this film. Well, let's compare it to what's in the cinemas, shall we? Let's compare it to what has been created the last couple of years, which is endless streams of mindless, soulless slop which is produced on the conveyor belt to be consumed and shat out, and then the next thing is meant to come along and you consume it again. Always reminds me, I've got a friend of mine, and every time he had some kind of pass, so you could see as many films as you want at the cinema. I can't choose anything I want to see at the cinema, so money down the drain for me that would have been. But every film he came out of, I would always say, "How was it?" And he'd always go, "Yeah, it was good. It was okay." That was his only ever answer. He never came out excited, moved up or down. It was emotionless, NPC shit, and that's all he ever used to do. Like, it was good, and I was used to take the piss because I was just like, every time I'd ask him what how the film was, he was like, "It was good," literally like an NPC, and it's just sad to see, embarrassing. So anyway, Brightwood. I didn't come away from Brightwood going, "It was good." I come away from Brightwood going, "Interesting, interesting. What the hell is going on here? What has happened?" Now, I should say this genre, this trope used in this film, this genre, is I have seen this before. I've seen this in other films. Very similar kind of thing. So if I say what other film I have seen, what happens in this film in, you've seen it, you're immediately going to be like, yeah, okay, I know where this film's going to go straight away, and I don't want to do that because I don't want to stop you from watching it just in case you have seen that other film, because I believe this is definitely worth watching. Okay, this is mega low budget, and that's what I love about it. I love it when, and this is my problem with Hollywood. There's no ideas there. It's not passion. It's not passion projects. It's not, I have this incredible story that I wanted. This is such an amazing story. I want to tell this story and I'm passionate about it. I'm going to put my neck on the line. I'm going to risk some of my own money here. No, there's none of that. There's no passion there at all. There's passion in this film. Okay, someone's had an idea and they've got a story and they've created it. They've put it to film. Now, the budget for this film is $14,000. $14,000. That is the budget for this film, which was filmed over 12 days. Now, that's pretty impressive, I think. That you can make a film for $14,000. I don't know what that works out to in pounds. 10 grand, maybe. I don't know. For anyone interested, this is filmed entirely around a lake. And if you want to know what that is, it's Egbert Lake in Rockaway, New Jersey. Maybe that's the reason for my hat today. How cool does that sound? Rockaway, New Jersey. Man, that sounds cool. I want to live in Rockaway, New Jersey, and I want to go around this lake. It just looks amazing. And that would be pretty cool, actually, if you lived there. You can go and visit an actual set. So how cool is that? So you've got two characters in this film, okay? One's played by Dara Berger, and she plays Jen. And the other guy, I'm going to mess up saying his name now, is Max Werterdijk. Good luck saying that. Werterdijk. I'm assuming that's kind of some kind of German name. And he plays Dan. So you've got Jen and Dan are protagonists in this film. And word of warning, I can bear in mind this is low budget. We are not talking about super duper here. So yeah, there's some slightly hammy acting in this, but I actually think it's not too bad. I think it's fairly natural. But the word of warning I'll give you is from the off, these characters are a little bit insufferable. I shouldn't go so far as to say insufferable, but they'll grate on you a little bit. Okay, they will annoy you a bit. So just try and push through that. It's not too bad. I've probably over-egged it already. There's a hell of a lot more annoying people out there, and these aren't that annoying, but they will grate on you just a little bit. So it essentially starts off with, we've got our couple, Jen and Dan. Clearly, we haven't seen what's happened, but they are in the aftermath of some argument and something that's happened at one of her work dues, which we do kind of find out about, but it's particularly relevant. And she's jogging around the lake, listening to an audio book, which is about how to get divorced or something like that, or life after divorce. and he's following behind her. Yes, he is the typical male trope. So we've got a little bit overweight. He's a bit of a beardy, simpy looking guy, clearly unfit. She's quite fit as she's able to jog around the lake, and he's struggling to keep up behind her. And they've certainly got plenty of problems. And I think if you wanted to be a little bit pretentious, if you wanted to find a kind of allegory in this, what's happening with these two characters is in their relationship is kind of similar to what happens to them as they're jogging around this lake. Now, I've said there's only two characters in this film. However, they are not alone as they go around this lake. As things start to happen and it becomes apparent that they seem to be getting lost, calling out for help, they start to hear other people shouting for help or shouting to run away. And they keep seeing in the distance a very creepy figure, like a hooded, muddy, dark figure. And they only ever see the back of this person, and they're just standing there like looking at this guy as they're completely lost, trying to get some sort of response from whatever this thing is in front of them, this human creature, and they're struggling to get a response from it. And that's where things start to go a bit creepy. This film actually is a bit of a head scratcher, and that's one of the things I liked about it. When I came away from it, I was doing a little bit of searching just to see what other people were thinking about this film, and there's definitely a few theories going out there. Also, there is a scene towards the end where Jen discovers something. I won't say what it is, but not too much is revealed about it. But it may give some kind of explanation as to what is going on here, and we don't know why. I've got a feeling this could be one of those films that turns into a little bit of a mini cult classic, and there will be all sorts of theories about what is happening and why, but essentially we're almost as confused and lost as they are. But you will find that certain strange things happen in the earlier stages of the film which make no sense, very confusing, and then things slowly get revealed, and it starts to make a little bit more sense. And although it's still confusing, you understand why some of the things that happened did actually happen, and why the characters, Jen and Dan, responded in the way that they do. And although these guys are actually quite insufferable, you do actually sympathize. Like, you feel for them. They're quite human and flawed, and you do kind of start to like them a little bit halfway through the movie, and you feel a bit sorry for them. You know, these guys clearly need help, and they're not in a good place. So yeah, do I think this is worth £5, $5 of your money to watch? Yes, I do. Bearing in mind, if you were to go and see the latest bit of Hollywood slop, how much is that going to cost you in the cinema to come walking out of there like an NPC going, it was good or it was boring, I have immediately forgotten it already, consume next product. You probably got more of a rush from the peanut M&Ms that you ate while you're in there than the film. And while I'm on a ranting mode, I'll tell you something that really winds me up. Why do I see movie reviews where they say, want to turn your brain off and enjoy this film? Right. My brain is the very organ that I want stimulated when I'm told a story, when I watch a film. That's what's being stimulated. How can I have any emotion or feeling about a film if I switch that off? I'm just seeing colours and movement in front of me, which does nothing to me. I want a film to be able to move me in some way, to make me feel in some way, to make me care about the characters, to either make me scared, make me happy or sad, confused, all the emotions that you can think of. I want to feel when I watch a film. I don't want to switch my brain off, because then it's not going to affect me in any way. And I may as well just be looking at a picture of darkness and go, yeah, I'll switch my brain off. I'll just look at a picture of nothing. Fantastic. Exactly the same experience. No, they are gaslighting you. That's what they're doing. They know they're making trash. They know they're making slop. They know what they're making is to make you more stupid. And it is to make you stop questioning and to stop looking at what's happening to the rest of your country. It's just messing with your head. So people aren't going to need to switch their brains off. Their brains are going to switch themselves off when they turn to mush from watching this Hollywood crap, because they're going to come away from it minus $50, God knows how much. And I know people that like take their families to the cinema, 2 kids, 2 adults. They're spending £100. You know, they're spending crazy money to go and have a miserable experience where they then have to buy more popcorn and all that crap to keep the kids happy and to try and give them the buzz that they're not going to get from the film. And then they're going to come out totally depressed and $100 down, £100 down. So for the sake of £5 or $5 or whatever it is, hey, maybe you can find this streaming for free somewhere. You can go and watch an enjoyable film and come away with some questions. And maybe you can stick some comments down below and give me an idea of what you think is going on in this film, because it's almost like I do want an explanation, but I don't. I think a lot of things work a lot better when they're left as a mystery. Also, this was filmed over 12 days. It was a year in post-production. So they spent a year editing, sound, everything. And I think that deserves respect. I have a lot of respect. I have far more respect for filmmakers that are doing this off their own backs. They're putting their own energy and time and money into it and creating art that we can enjoy and ask questions about than I have from Hollywood spending. I don't know how they managed to spend $200 million on a film that looks like a cartoon and they never leave the studio and there's no passion involved in it. It's just a product. So I don't really have any respect for that, but I have a lot of respect for these guys making these small independent films. So there you go, guys. There is my rant. And it's a very hard film to talk about without giving too much away. But man, this is such a creepy film and a head scratcher. And I think you should go check it out. And like I say, come back, tell me what you think. Or if you think it's a pile of shit and I'm talking a load of crap, you can come back and tell me that as well. I don't mind. But what I do mind is if you've had some enjoyment out of this, if my whinging and moaning and bitching and my crazy hat has brightened your day and given you a few laughs and something to listen to as you're on the treadmill or as you're walking in the rain, give me a like and a subscribe, because I would enjoy that and that would mean a lot to me. So until the next time, guys, I've got plenty more of these little films that I want to talk about and introduce you to. And until then, have a fantastic day and enjoy the rest of your week. See you later, guys.